Mission accomplished.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we'll be counting down our picks for the top 10 animated characters that were designed after their voice actors.
Genie of the Lamp!
For this list, we'll be going over the best cartoon characters whose appearances are based on the actors who provide their voices. If there's a cartoon character who has a lookalike in the real world that we really forgot about, remind us in the comments. Number 10. Oscar, Will Smith, Shark Tale.
This is like the best idea ever, all right? It's a sure thing, guaranteed cash extravaganza.
Shark Tale has a surprisingly stacked cast, and nearly every one of the characters bears an uncanny resemblance to their actors. Well, as uncanny as animated fish can look like human beings. However, we have to give a nod to the lead character Oscar, played by Will Smith. If, for some reason, you haven't seen the movie, it's about a blue-streaked cleaner wrasse, Oscar, who becomes rich and famous after gaining a reputation as a shark killer.
Exactly how it looked.
While the film itself is a bit all over the place, Smith brings all of his trademark charisma to the character, and that's aided by the animation of his famously expressive face.
No snuggly, buggly, whatever that just was.
Number 9. Eep Crude, Emma Stone. The Croods. Eep Crude is the adventurous daughter of the titular cave clan.
Are you dead? Can I have your fire if you're dead?
Her bright attitude and inquisitive nature are portrayed amazingly by Emma Stone, but we can also see the actress in other ways. For example, Eep shares the red hair Stone so frequently sports. Eep's green eyes and the shape of her face are also reminiscent of Stone's.
What if we don't find a cave before sunset? What if it takes a few days? What if the birds come back?
Usually, comparing someone to a cave person would be seen as an insult, but any character modeled after Emma Stone is bound to be radiant, and you'd be remiss to deem Eep the exception.
I love them!
Plus, her name is Stone. Number 8. Sergeant Calhoun, Jane Lynch, Wreck-It Ralph. This Disney film about the lives of video game characters has several characters who look strikingly similar to their real-life counterparts, from the titular Wreck-It Ralph pretty much just being John C. Reilly in overalls, to Fix-It Felix Jr.'s remarkable resemblance to actor Jack McBrayer. Of them all, however, we think Sergeant Calhoun's inspiration is rather obvious.
It's make your mama's proud time!
Jane Lynch's signature short blonde hair, as well as her tall frame and facial features, all have Calhoun feeling like she's just an animated, alien-battling version of Lynch herself.
So stick to the program, soldier!
Even Lynch's dry humor shines through.
Lady, you came back!
Can it fix it?
Number 7. The Mad Hatter, Ed Wynn, Alice in Wonderland. For being such an out-there cartoon, Alice in Wonderland draws more from the real world than you might think, at least from the appearances of its actors.
I'll say it's rude. It's very, very rude indeed.
Catherine Beaumont, at the time that she voiced Alice, looked just like her. And it's easy to see Jerry Colonna in the March hair. But for our money, the Mad Hatter is a dead ringer for Ed Wynn. The batty top hat enthusiast has the same nose, eyebrows, and tufts of hair coming off the back of his head. You can really see the resemblance in the test footage Disney did for the Tea Party scene.
What are you talking about? Tea? Oh, I never thought of tea, of course.
Number 6. Fairy Godmother, Jennifer Saunders, Shrek 2. If Jennifer Saunders' greatest desire was to look like a fairy godmother on screen, then we'd say her wish was granted.
No!
You see, ogres don't live happily ever after.
The magical, winged, wish-granting lady is not only a scheming businesswoman, but she also has a flair for the dramatic, and quite the set of pipes thanks to Saunders. While there are a lot of differences between the two, for instance body type and hair color, the fairy godmother's face is a wildly close match to Saunders, and she looks absolutely fabulous.
You couldn't just go back to your swamp and leave well enough alone.
Number 5. Sadness, Phyllis Smith, Inside Out. The internal personification of melancholy within a young girl named Riley, Sadness is one of the main characters of Inside Out.
I'm sadness.
Oh, hello. She's played by Phyllis Smith, who's famous for her quiet demeanor and unassuming roles with wholesome attitudes. For fans of The Office, you'll know exactly what we're talking about.
Crying helps me slow down and obsess over the weight of life's problems.
While Smith isn't small and blue, Sadness does manage to capture some of Smith's physicality, including her facial features, from her mouth to her nose to her big blue eyes. Smith may be playing a tragic role, but we couldn't be happier about her character's likeness.
Sorry, I went sad again, didn't I?
Number 4. Zazu, Rowan Atkinson, The Lion King. Zazu is the advisor to King Mufasa and frequently the voice of reason at Pride Rock, discouraging both Scar and Simba's particular brands of rebelliousness.
You'll lose more than that when the king gets through with you. He's as mad as a hippo with a hernia.
One might expect that it would be difficult to make a red-billed hornbill look like a human, but weirdly, it doesn't seem very odd at all. Zazu shares Atkinson's prominent eyebrows, wide eyes, and even sort of a similar nose.
One day you two are going to be married.
Yuck!
The turn of their mouths are similar too. All those parallels help convey Atkinson's rather theatrical delivery even better, given just how expressive the actor is.
Banana Beak is scared.
It's Mr. Banana Beak to you, fuzzy.
Number 3. Phil, Danny DeVito, Hercules. Although it was tempting to discuss James Woods as Hades, since the entire character changed when he was cast, we ultimately had to go with Danny DeVito as Phil.
What's the matter, you never seen a satyr before?
Both short and balding, Phil has much of DeVito's appearance already, but his personality is also very reminiscent of the bad-tempered, over-the-top characters he so often plays.
How many horns do you see?
6.
Close enough.
Of course, there are distinctions, such as DeVito's nose, which is nowhere near as red or bulbous, but otherwise, he and Philoctetes could be twins, if one of them was a satyr. It wouldn't be the first time Danny DeVito had a twin who was quite different from him.
Do I look okay? You look better, let's put it that way.
Number 2. Lady Tremaine, Eleanor Audley, Cinderella. Eleanor Audley has lent her likeness to several iconic Disney characters, including Maleficent. However, despite arguably being less famous, we're choosing her part as Lady Tremaine, the evil stepmother from Cinderella.
Oh, please, you don't think that
Hold your tongue.
This is because we contend that Lady Tremaine looked more like Audley. The character shares Audley's graying hair, as well as her nose and the curl of her lips, particularly when frowning, which Tremaine does a lot of.
Girls, please. After all, we did make a bargain, didn't we, Cinderella?
Tremaine may be a more subtle villainess than Audley's other Disney role, but that only means that more of her performance comes through on screen.
Good night.
Before we get to our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Al McWiggin, Wayne Knight, Toy Story 2. It's like if Newman ran a toy store and kept up his goatee.
You, my little cowboy friend, are gonna make me big bucks.
Principal Brian Lewis, Kevin Michael Richardson, American Dad. Kevin Michael Richardson has a cartoon doppelganger.
My strength comes from above!
Wesley, Steve Buscemi, Home on the Range. There's no mistaking Buscemi's face, even with the mustache.
The name's Wesley.
Olaf, Josh Gad, Frozen. It's the eyebrows and mouth.
Oh, look at him trying to kiss my nose. I like you too.
Princess Tiana, Anika Noni Rose, The Princess and the Frog. They're practically identical.
Really like to help you, but I just do not kiss frogs.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. The Genie, Robin Williams, Aladdin. Yes, you probably saw this coming.
Genie of the Lamp!
The Genie was created and designed with Robin Williams in mind. The wish-granting Blue Djinn's zany attitude, facial features, from that strong chin to those wide, expressive eyes, as well as his numerous pop culture references are all classic Williams. The comedian famously improvised frequently in the recording booth, which led to plenty of Genie's famous lines coming directly from him.
Al, if you want a winner, just be yourself.
So much about his appearance and actions are all owed directly to Williams. It's safe to say that without Robin Williams, we'd never have a friend like Genie.
Never had a friend like me.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.